welcome to the Pressful Conversation podcast. This is Mr. Layback Corey. I got a special guest. He's a very special guest. He's a great boxing promoter. He was a great boxer himself. He got a great stablemates. He got Clarissa, the Gold Shields. He has Venomous Siskin. He has Jermaine Franklin. He has Jericho O'Quinn. He has Surgeon Hunt from overseas is great too. He's another undefeated prospect that's getting ready to fight for a title soon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up from Dmitriy Salita. What's up, Salita?
How you doing? Nice to be on.
How you doing?
Everything is good, and I'm glad you mentioned the great fighters that we work with, and there's many more that we work with around the country and around the world. And as you know, we do a lot of business in Detroit with the fighters training here, and also the events that we've been doing for the last several years. It's been quite an interesting journey, and I'm very happy that it seems to be that COVID is residing. So the world is going to be ready to get back to regular life.
Right. So what made you get into boxing? What made you pick boxing as a sport to pursue?
Well, my family immigrated here from the Soviet Union in 1991. Moved to Brooklyn, New York. Mm-hmm. 5 people lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. We went through the process of immigration, welfare, food stamps, etc. And I had some talent for boxing. I joined the Star City Boxing Club at the age of 13. And, I really felt passionate about it. Really, from the very beginning, felt this was my way to make something of myself. And I loved it. I loved every day of it, even through the black eyes and the bloody noses. And, and then your love for the sport evolves throughout the years. Now I'm very happy to be involved with the sport on the other side of it, with the business of boxing, promoting boxing, and it really been a very colorful and interesting journey for me throughout the years. Just being not that long ago myself, from boxing myself, growing up in Star City Boxing Club, which was one of the greatest gyms in New York City, one of the best gyms in the country. Me, Curtis Stevens, Louis Collazo, Shannon Briggs, Monty Barrett, Jadon Codrington, Saddam Ali, Danny Jacobs, Travis Sims, Tarvis Sims. The list goes on. So many great fighters, world champions, Olympians came out of that gym, and really, gave me an incredible education inside and outside the ring since I was a little boy.
Furthermore, I would like to say thank you for bringing your promotion company to Detroit. I think Detroit was missing that in a way. I appreciate you bringing some good action-packed fights here to the Motor City. We really appreciate you for that.
I came here as a fighter. I came here to train in 2009 actually, after I fought Amir Khan. And I came to the Krunk gym. My trainer, Jimmy O, called Emmanuel Stewart. And Emmanuel invited me to come down here, and I went to the Crown Gym, which was on Warren Avenue. And I started training with Emmanuel in Sugar Hill. And one of the things that I saw in the gym, throughout the years of being here, there's so many talented fighters, young and not so young. And then I went to the pro boxing events here, and what you saw in the gym was completely different than what you saw on the fights here. It was very low level of professional boxing that I've seen, and some of the fighters that I felt were really good weren't getting the opportunity to fight. And this is me as a fighter, 10, 11 years ago. And so that idea developed in my mind already. And I was already started promoting my own events in New York City. So that's how kind of came together, and that's how we progressed to promoting shows here in Detroit.
So what do you I see you had 2 successful shows. You had one on February 27th with Janelson Boca Chica, and Veteran Siskin came out with the great victories as well. How did that show come upon? How was it hard putting that show on, dealing with COVID, or?
February 17th was the event of our Showtime Showbox
Oh,
event.
February 17th. Okay.
Jay Nelson, another talented Detroit fighter that I co-promote now. Very good. I know Jay Nelson for many years. I think he's one of the best welterweight prospects contenders in the world. Very, very happy with what he did on February 17th in the main event. And that was actually really, even though there were fighters from different countries, it was really a Detroit televised event because Jay Nelson Figueroa was from Detroit, born and raised.
Yep.
Vladimir Siskin moved to Detroit about 2 years ago to train here. And then there was another fighter on the undercard, Timur Kirefov, who's 11-0 now. He won by first round knockout on the undercard. So had a lot of Detroit talent on that card, Detroit-based talent on that show. Then March 5th, we did first ever all women's pay-per-view with Clarissa Shields headlining the event in Flint, Michigan. Unfortunately, we had limited fan capacity due to COVID, but it was sold out even with that. And it was a great event. And then, we're working on some other exciting things, particularly for this region, for the city of Detroit, and look forward to continuing staying busy and giving great fighters an opportunity to showcase themselves.
And that's a great thing, man. Like I said, when I first met you in Detroit, I was like, I really like the fact that you bringing boxing back to Motor City. That's what boxing's been missing here. And
Motor City is such a great sports town. There's 5 major league teams here of every sport. However, the only sport that really brought world championships and big things to the city has been boxing throughout the years. And even recently, Clarissa Shields won a world title at MGM Detroit. Tony Harrison won a world title for Detroit, even though the fight didn't happen in Detroit. So I feel like there really is a place here in the city of Detroit where big events can happen, or where big-time boxing can happen on a consistent basis. And that's what we need. And I got to say that working throughout the years to get the sports and the business establishment that's involved with the other teams to get involved with what we've been doing. And we've brought several nationally televised events to the city of Detroit throughout the years. Knocking on that door to make sure that things open up and talented fighters get opportunity to showcase themselves right here in the city, where young prospects can develop in the city of Detroit and can develop into big fights in the city of Detroit, where they can make hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars fighting at Little Caesars Arena on national television. That's the goal. And then young kids that come to the boxing gyms that are amateur are going to see that, I train next to this guy. He fought, last month he fought at Little Caesars Arena on Showtime, on Fox, on ESPN, on The Zone, etc. And he made $300,000. So I know that if I work hard enough, one day I'll be able to progress to that level. So I feel like having big-time boxing in Detroit is not only going to be great for the fighters that are participating in, it's also going to be great for the community, and this is what Detroit needs. And it's a to me, I feel like it's a team effort, and all the fighters and the trainers and the boxing community, has to be in unison to be able to get to that goal, and for all of us to benefit.
Right. Maybe you could bring Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall here in Detroit. That'd be a good one.
I'd love to. I feel like Savannah Marshall is not big enough yet. I mean, only the hardcore boxing fans know who she is. She got to fight in the United States. We got to build that fight up a little bit, but it's going to be a big fight. Clarissa wants it. She did do it yesterday, but it's important for Clarissa, being a sensational and a historic figure that she has been, to participate in the big fight. Savannah Marshall being the only fighter to ever beat her as an amateur, as a pro. There's a big storyline. So it could really be a big fight. It could be, a fight where Clarissa makes $1 million. That's my goal. So, but I feel that's not there yet. That has to develop still. I think in the next 12 months or so, it'll come to fruition.
Now, since we on the subject about boxing, Oscar De La Hoya is looking for a fight in July. Are you going to jump on? Would you like to fight Oscar in July on Triller?
If if they give me a call, I'd be ready, man.
Yeah, I think that would be a great fight. Two big promoters that doing something in the sport of boxing. I would like to see y'all both had great careers. I would like to see that fight.
I'm in, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. And I also see that you got your heavyweight Jermaine Franklin versus Stephen Shaw April 22nd. How did that fight get put together?
Yeah, that fight is gonna be on ABC Sports, Ring City, USA. Well, I feel like Jermaine is the best American heavyweight. We've had him on Showtime several times, and
Mm-hmm.
it's time for his career to progress, to step to the next level, to showcase that he is the best. And he's fighting Stefan Shaw, another undefeated, highly regarded American heavyweight. A lot of people feel that it's a 50-50 fight. That anyone can win. I believe in my man Jermaine. I think Jermaine gets the win, and there's not a lot of fighters out there that go out there and showcase that. I believe in myself. I'm the best. I'm gonna show you that I'm the best. And Jermaine has fought a lot of undefeated fighters throughout his career, and I think he's gonna make another great point on April 22nd, and we'll be one step closer to fighting for the heavyweight world title.
Mm. Now, since we talking about the boxers that's under your stable, I always wanted to know this about boxing. How come boxing doesn't have a union?
You're right. I think that boxing needs a union, needs an organization that will oversee promoters, managers, fighters, and most importantly, will guide the fighters. As we see in the sport of boxing, a lot of fighters make a lot of money, for a couple of years in their career, and then a couple of years go by and they got nothing, and they're struggling, and that's really, really sad. And I feel that the boxing community, especially these days, should establish something national where fighters fighters can help set themselves up for retirement, because boxing sports generally is a short career, and it's important to be conscientious of that. When I was 22, 23, 25, 26 years old fighting, making money, you think it's never going to end. You don't even think about retirement. You know what I mean? And so I feel that it's important that some of the fighters that have gone through the experience of being up and down, of being being on top of the world, and then facing challenges post their career, I think that'd be very important to get some of them involved, to speak to the younger fighters, and to establish a program where fighters can be set up post-retirement, and also where the sport can be regulated in a real way on a national level, because it's still not where it should be overall.
Yeah. Well, have you ever thought about opening up a boxing gym here in Detroit?
I thought about it. With COVID, obviously things slow down a little bit, but I feel that there's lots of great trainers in Detroit. I gotta say,
Yes,
in that 3-4 mile radius, there's like 6 or 7 boxing gyms that produce a lot of great fighters. So, but I feel like there isn't a gym that has. It's not there isn't a world-class facility for professional fighters and amateur fighters. So I would love to explore that idea and that possibility. So we'll see what happens in the future.
If you had one fight to put on, just one fight, that's one great fight to put on your promotion company, what fight would it be and why?
That's a very challenging question, but I guess I would do Clarissa Shields versus Layla Ali.
Oh yeah. That'll be real nice.
Because that fight would raise women's boxing to the next level. It would give Clarissa tremendous exposure, and I think it could. When I kind of walk in the streets and talk to people that don't really know much about boxing, but know that I'm a promoter, know that I promote Clarissa.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody asks me, "Is that fight gonna happen?" So that's a fight that's a women's boxing match that crossed over into public interest, into so that's really phenomenal. So we'll be interested to be to make it happen if it's possible. But I don't think it's possible because Layla Ali, she talked the talk, but she didn't walk the walk. She just used Clarissa's name to make herself relevant and to do what she did.
A whole
and
lot
it's
of
all good, but
so basically a whole lot of bark with no bite.
exactly. Yep.
So I mean that would be great for women's boxing because I don't think the women get showed more respect than the males do. I think the women put in much work as men when it comes to boxing.
For sure. And Clarissa, you know, skill wise and heart wise, she has shown that she is an incredible athlete, fighting the best fighters available to fight, really from very early in her career, and putting on her historic performances every time she steps in the ring. For the men's, I would love for Otto Whalen to fight the winner of Tyson Fury versus Joshua, because Otto Whalen gave Tyson Fury the toughest fight of his career, almost won. I felt that he won. Many folks felt that he won. Tyson Fury is a much better fighter now with Sugar Hill training him.
Yes.
Another Detroit trainer. But I'd love for something like that to happen. Jermaine Franklin, after he wins, with DeLeon White coming to the United States, I'd love to. That'd be a great step up for Jermaine to fight DeLeon White if he comes to the U.S. on these shores here. So there's lots of great fights and great possibilities. Vladimir Siskin is going to have a big fight that we're going to announce soon, early summer. If he gets past that fight, another 2 or 3 fights, I'd love him to fight Canelo. I think that'd be a big, great fight for him and for Canelo. A lot of
what
things
about
that we're working on.
What about Vladimir Siskin? What about Vladimir Siskin versus Anthony Dorrell?
No, I don't want to do Anthony Siskin, Vladimir Siskin versus Anthony Dorrell because they're really from the same. Same family.
Yeah, it's a conflict of interest. I understand. Yeah, right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about him? What about him versus David Benavidez? That'd be a great fight.
Yeah, that'd be a great fight. Yeah, I think that'd be a great fight.
Yeah, but what also would be a great fight? Dmitriy Salita versus Oscar De La Hoya, July 3rd.
Let's go, baby.
I think Oscar should take that fight. I think you can beat Oscar. I think you can beat Oscar.
So too.
I would like to see you come back out of retirement and do some great things in boxing. A lot of people don't know that Dmitriy Salita he was a great boxer himself. He was a great boxer, and like I say, he's been boxing in New York, correct?
Well, I started boxing in New York, yeah, but I've also trained the Chronic Gym for the last several years of my career.
Yes.
Yeah.
You put on some great action-packed fights. Great.
From the beginning.
Every time I come, great action-packed fights. Now, since your promotion company is getting bigger, you know how they do the face-off. Like Max Kellerman. I would like to step in and do a couple of face-off too, like that. Under your promotion banner, that would be nice. Have 2 opponents sitting right here and me in the middle.
That's a good idea. When we do some Detroit versus Detroit fights, that'd be a great thing to do.
Yes. Like I said, your stable is really big, and I really like it because every time your promotion company, I know we're gonna get some great action-packed fights.
I want to talk about another great Detroit fighter who I feel has a lot of talent. People don't know about him, but
Jericho Quinn.
But they will. Jericho Quinn. You've mentioned Jericho Quinn. I was talking about Marlon Harrington.
Oh, Marlon Savage Harrington. Yes, that's my guy.
That's right. Big puncher, big junior middleweight. Trains at the world best with Jay Hernandez. Jay has done a fantastic job with him.
Yes,
and I think that Marlon is going to be a big force in the junior middleweight and middleweight division. Another great fighter from Detroit that I signed is Eric DeLeon.
Oh, Eric DeLeon. Yes. I love Eric.
Eric DeLeon. I feel Eric DeLeon is a world champion in the making. He's a great fighter, very dedicated, hardworking. I know Eric for a long time. We didn't. So it's been first announced to the Detroit boxing fans vis-a-vis this podcast, but he had a little injury that he got to recover from, but he'll be back in the ring sometime late summer.
I think Eric DeLeon he's a great fighter. He's a really great fighter. I've seen Eric DeLeon fight a few times on ESPN a couple of times. He's a great fighter. He's a great hard worker, and so is Marlon Savage Harrington. And him and Coach Jay, they go together. It's like peanut butter and jelly. You know, they go.
That's right.
And
That's right.
they're very great. They are very great hardworking fighters. And for them to be under your stable is really a great thing because
Yeah.
I know for sure Dmitry Salita is going to make sure they get the fights that they need to get to where they got to go. You know.
We'd love to showcase these guys in Detroit because we have so many fighters. Jericho Quinn, best American super flyweight prospect in my opinion, contender. He's number 6 now in the WBO.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho Quinn, Janelson Figueroa, Eric DeLeon,
Mm-hmm.
Marlon Harrington, the bonus twins, very talented fighters.
Jacob and Joseph. Yep.
Yes. So there's so many talented fighters here in Detroit, and there's more that I didn't mention. I just talked about guys that I'm working with, but to do events here with Detroit fighters will be tremendous, and that's something that we're working on, and hopefully we'll have something that the boxing fans in Detroit will be excited about in the near future.
Yes. Yeah. So, what's new for Salito Promotions?
What's new? Well, we have there's new stuff every day, but we have a YouTube channel, Salita Promotions, on YouTube that has lots of fights, and we're just gonna next week gonna publish some more fights, historic and current. We also have a Detroit Brawl YouTube channel, which also has some really exciting content. So all the boxing fans that are watching this podcast, I urge you to sign up for both of them and check out what we got in store. Yeah, I'm excited about the year. Last year being locked in, gives a lot of thought and introspection, and we're getting ready to rock and roll and take it by the bull, take the bull by the horns and bring it home, baby.
That's right. Oscar, quit ducking. So for the people out there that's tuning in to this great podcast show, where or you have any social media accounts that we can get to find Dmitry Salita?
Yes. So personally, Instagram Dmitry at _ Salita, Salita Promotions. Also on Instagram and on Twitter, same thing, and as well as on Facebook. My personal account and my company account is Salita, Dmitry Salita, and Salita Promotion. Okay. So please do follow, and we post stuff all the time. And I'm glad that you and I had a chance to speak about boxing in Detroit, and we should hook up again next month to talk about some of the exciting things that we've been working on, and hopefully we have some big great things to announce.
Right, because a lot of people want to know. One more question, if you don't mind. A lot of people want to know what's next for the 2-time Olympic gold medalist, the GOAT, Clarissa Shields.
Well, Clarissa's going to make her MMA PFL debut in a couple of months. So she's going to attract the MMA fans to boxing, and I think that's only going to progress her brand. There's some exciting things that we're working on behind the scenes with ESPN to continue to promote Clarissa, as the GOAT, and her boxing brand is going to grow. They grow and grow and grow. Actually, today she was on Good Morning America. She had an interview this morning on Good Morning America. So she's really becoming a crossover star. There's a movie being developed, which will hopefully come out sometime next year. That's going to be in a motion. It's going to be in theaters near you, a real motion picture. And we'd love to get Clarissa back in the ring before the year is out, but probably end of summer, early fall. Here in Michigan, and hopefully by then, 100% fan capacity. I was thinking about this and talking about this with somebody. The Joe Louis Arena closed, and Joe Louis Arena, obviously one of the biggest sports venue in Detroit for sporting events, named after a boxer. Tommy Hearns won titles there. A lot of great boxing memories from that city, from that building. Now we have Little Caesars Arena. There's not been a boxing event ever at Little Caesars. Wouldn't it be tremendous for Clarissa Shields to open up boxing in that building? That would be so amazing that a woman boxer, woman world champion from Michigan, opened up boxing in that building. And would love to make that happen. Let's fight if possible.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen right under Salita Promotions. So, like I said, thank you, Dmitry, for coming in. For y'all tuning in, this is the Press for Conversation podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Layback Corey. Until then, we'll see you later. Peace.
Thank you, sir. Take care. All right, Corey.
All right
Thanks,
now.
man. Yeah. Okay.